Welcome to your morning breakfast show with Dr. Long Life. My name is Dr. James Komolafe. I'm a behavioral psychotherapist. So what do? I help you to live young, live long, and strong across the borderlines. And we've been on this platform talking about the need for behavioral checks so that you can be fine all the time, working in prevention, which the people say is better than to cure. Today, we have a very exciting topic, which I know you'll be interested in hearing and learning from. In case today happens to be your first time, please rewind back to the previous episode of the behavioral check. I am an advocate for behavioral checks as a complement necessarily to medical checks so that you can be in charge of your productivity, of your lifestyle as a family, as an individual, and as an organization, even as government. You can always take behavioral checks and be okay. Because many, I say it again, many are medically sound but behaviorally sick. And when that becomes the situation with you in your space, then the individual goes back to become medically sick. So behavioral health is critical for the 21st century lifestyle and optimal productivity, either as an individual, an organization, and as a group of people. We've helped corporate clients and organizations to live behaviorally. And how do you know that? By helping them to measure up to their corporate imperatives, their vision statement, their mission statements, and their critical core values. Well, that's another topic for another day, because as you are healthy behaviorally as an individual, your organizations too can be behaviorally healthy or sick either way. So today, quickly, like I said, we want to look at the symptoms of a behaviorally sick individual, organizations, or a group of people or platform. When am I behaviorally sick? What are the symptoms I manifest? Somebody says silence is golden. I beg to differ. That is being economical with the truth. I want to tell you that silence is not golden when you are in the bad and in the ugly. Every day is a behavioral variable where you face the good, the bad, and the ugly. Silence is only golden when you are operating in the good, your good self. You are keeping to your protocols. Things are okay. Things are fine. Then silence is golden. But when you veer off, or a circumstance makes you to veer off, like they say in our own local parlance here, na condition make crayfish bend. And then crayfish is beginning to bend. You begin to veer off. You soon discover that the more you leave your lane, the wider your degree of violation to your personal principle, to your personal protocols. And once that is happening, bad habits set in. Over time, you soon discover that bad habit becomes an addiction, a pattern of behavior. You know the consequences, and yet you can't help it, even when it is bad. That is an addictive behavior. So silence is not golden all of the time, because in some families, homes, organizations, some people suffer in silence. So when you suffer in silence, is silence golden? Never. Some even struggle in silence. You see some people writing, the struggle continues. That's a behavioral error, and it will get into your mind. Whatever fits your mind fits your life and can tell whether you are going to be healthy or not. Because health, like we say in behavioral health, is not just absence or presence of sickness. We want to see your feelings. We want to see your emotional realities. We want to see your temperament. Are you the one who easily transfer anger and aggression? Silence is not golden. Some people are depressed in silence. When you are depressed, you have passed the stage of a stage for which you are not happy, you are not enthusiastic, and you are beginning to get controlled by the events of life to the point that you begin to lose your sense of coordination. You start hearing things and doing things that is outside of your own personal box, thinking box. Depression could set in, and then some people are used up in silence. They say, please just go on. You know you are the only one on this desk. And the guy goes on until life ebbs out of him. And you say silence is golden? No. Some people are dying in silence. I hope you know that death now on very many occasions is no longer an accident. In fact, behavioral health says people die by installment. Death is a procedure of several repetitive violations to your personal wholeness, personal lifestyle protocol. It could lead to a disastrous tragedy. It could end in sudden hypertension. That you are working very fast and working hard does not mean you should run into hypertensive mode. No. If you know what to do and do what you know by the reason of behavioral checks, you will not need to go into that. And some people are denied in silence. And you think it has no health consequence. It does. Because your thought affects how you feel, and how you feel affects what happens in your body. And when it is constantly being repeated, you know what? It becomes a pattern of behavior. So it matters a whole lot, even your simple thought. And some are denied in silence, and some are fatigued in silence. Silence is never golden when you are in the bad and in the ugly situation. So what are the symptoms of behavioral health decline? When am I sick behaviorally? Remember, I once told you that you can be medically sound. Oh, your BP, okay, your body mass index, okay, and all of those other vitals are okay, and yet you are sick behaviorally. How do you know when you are behaviorally sick? Because that could be very critical, and it can as well bring down your health and diminish your productive excellence, either as an individual or as a corporation. So how do you know when you need behavioral checks, when you are behaviorally sick? What are the symptoms? Number one, when you see yourself struggling unnecessarily and your behavior is becoming erratic. What are the warning signals for you out there showing you the fact of the need for behavioral checks when you are behaviorally sick? What are the tendencies and the trends you manifest? It's obvious. Number one, most of the time you find yourself going through processes of undue struggle. Your behavior becomes erratic. You say something now only to come back and say something else. And you can dispute it that you did not say it. It could be a sign of tiredness. That's a symptom of behavioral sickness. So, retire, take your behavioral check, and let's find out what is the cause of that undue struggle. Is it that you need to recline and rest a while? Is it that you are hungry or angry or transferring aggression? behavioral checks will show you that. And then two, when you go through frequent exigencies all of the time that are always beyond your control, things are always out of proportion with you, it could be a symptom of behavioral sickness. You are always out of control, out of charge. You are going somewhere, before you know it, you are retorting to say, oh, where am I even going? What is happening? And you are always on an exigency that is beyond your coordination. It's a sign that you are not in control. So you need behavioral checkup. But we are saying, don't even wait until you see these symptoms, this red alert, before you do the needful. Take your monthly behavioral checks, very vital and very serious. And then another point is urgencies, not always meeting your deadlines. You're always urgent, running too many things in different circles and cycles without finding a finishing. You start 2 things, 3 things at the same time, only to end up finishing one halfway, not touching some others. You are always not meeting deadlines. And you know what? When your life is frequently on deadline, everything deadline, and you are not being able to meet them, it's a sign of behavioral sickness. And in actual fact, when you look at the word deadline, what does it portend? 2 words, dead and line. When you run into too frequent deadlines all of the time, it could actually mean line of the dead. So please avoid too many deadlines all of the time. It could be good in the short run, but in the intermediate and long run, it is not ideal. It is not sustainable to put your life on hard jump all of the time because you are on deadline. Is not a behavioral wisdom. Please do something about it. And then when you emulate others and you are losing your sense of originality, that is a behavioral error. Please be yourself. In fact, be first, and then exercise your authority in what you do have. When you be and then you have, you'll be able to behave, if I may say that. So you misbehave big time, and you bring up warning signals for behavioral checkup when you copy others. Just be yourself. Be original. No matter how well you copy another in terms of behavior, lifestyle, the way they do things, you can never become them. So the best you can be is to just be yourself and develop your sense of originality. When you confuse and compromise your originality, I tell you what, you are not original. That is a behavioral error. Borrow leaves, but don't become another individual's slave. Very vital. Don't lose your originality. It's a symptom of behavioral sickness. And then when you notice a general unexplained weakness and confusion around your space, you are just weak. Other people sleep and they wake up strong, but in your own case, you are waking up weak. It's a sign of behavioral sickness, general unexplained weakness, confusion you cannot put to face, and all of that can be a symptom, of behavioral sickness. Then when you overstretch yourself, you are not sleeping enough. You are not doing 7 to 8 hours. And that on a regular plane, you are behaviorally sick because you have not given your body physiology the enough time and space to be able to rest, relax, and reorganize. So very vital. Please don't overstretch yourself. Know what your system can take and give it to it. When you overstress yourself and it even stretched into your sleep protocol, I tell you what, so many things will run the riot, both in your behavior and in your medical health. It's not good for you. It can lead to high blood pressure. Your body temperature begins to go up, and then so many bad things could happen. And it could even go as far as to lowering your immunity, your capacity to respond well to foreign bodies and so many other diseases that may want to fight you. So, bad stress and pressure is a form and a symptom of behavioral sickness. Don't go into bad stress all of the time. Find a means around it and do the needful. When you sleep less than 6 hours per day, for example, it's a sign of behavioral sickness. You may be physically and medically sound, but behaviorally, you are beginning to flop and create the gaps that are unnecessary. Then loss of appetite, loss of direction. You face somewhere else only to think that you are going to another place. It's a behavioral sickness. You can be yourself 24/7. When you know what to do and you do what you know, then you will be strong. Take your behavioral checks. Search me out at Coach Komolafe or Dr. Long Life. Download the document, get it filled, and then send it to me for assessment. And then you'll be able to know where to cross your T and dot your I, and then you will be well. Remember, I started by letting you know silence is not golden. Don't suffer in denial. Don't suffer in silence and think that one day, the challenge will just go away. No, challenges don't go away through just wishing them away. They don't go away. Challenges only go when you confront them and give them the much needed attention through therapy and intervention. And at the end of the day, you will find your balance again and you can live well. As I round off on this platform, how well are you? How strong are you? Don't just say, oh, I know where I'm weak. Oh, I'm working on my weakness. I know this is my weakness. I know that is my weakness. You need to make hay while the sun shines. You need to do the needful and restore yourself to balance, because wherever you are not balanced and you are creating lopsidedness, you are giving your health, your lifestyle, an opportunity to come down. And when your health comes down, so many things could go the wrong order. It's just like when you drive a car and you see a red light on your dashboard. What do? You stop. You park the vehicle to check what could trigger that red light so that you can fix it. A situation where you don't attend to it, where you don't stop, the vehicle may stop you. Don't wait until the vehicle of your life stops you. Do the needful. Do periodic checkup. A checkup from the neck up, so that when you are good neck up, you'll be good neck down. And when you do this and you are in charge, you will be able to package, to manage without the damage. Download it from my Instagram page or from my Twitter handle on behavioral checks. Fill it and let's see how it goes. Thank you so very much and see you next time. Cheers.